Good afternoon, everybody. So glad you could join on this Saturday. I want to play a little gospel music here. A prayer for us all during this crisis time. If you know the words, you're welcome to sing it. boy, little Amazing Grace on this amazing Saturday morning. Some of you with me early from the West Coast, yes. Some of you from the Europe side. We're joining in the morning just to play some music and have a good time. Hey, I can't forget the people that help me do what I do, and so we're going to give them a little shout out. As you notice, I'm playing the Hammond B3. This is the organ my father bought for me when I was just learning how to play the organ and switching from the accordion over to the Hammond. And of course, I endorse this company from Italy. They make this beautiful little organ keyboard. They call them clones. So those that are with me from the clone wheel groups, I have the Mojo. Ooh. We'll talk about all kinds of these clones. I've been endorsing Mojo for a while. I really like the sound. That's why I endorse it, and the feel of the keyboard. But everybody has their preferences. And I think that you need to buy what you like. It works best for your occasion. But also, shout out to my friends from Casio. Rich, Mike, I use this as my brain also because it's got a very powerful engine. I take it with me on the road. It's got built-in speakers, really great sounds, but it also has rhythm. So you don't get to see this much, but it's kind of underneath all that's happening right now. How about a little song from Fish? Whoa! Hey, we got the stop in time. That's pretty cool, huh? All right. Hey, I can see who's out there. We got 31 people right now. That's wonderful. Good morning. As you know, I've dedicated to do this daily throughout this crisis because I'm not hearing anything. There we go. Because I feel like it's the least I could do for all that music and you all and the love that we have for life has given me. So I'm dedicating my time 1 hour. Hey, I got to practice every day too. So here I get to keep my skills up and try to stay as sharp as possible, try to make as least errors as possible, and get a chance to suit up and show up every day and do my gig. And for you, I hope you enjoy the music that I bring to you and hope it lifts your day. You know, if you're hanging alone or you're kind of in isolation, self-isolated, social distant, as they're saying, hey, I'm right here, and you can comment. As you can see, some of my friends come in just about daily, so I'm actually starting to look forward to seeing them. And, so it's great. Hey, Angel's here. Hey, Lars is here. Monty's here. So, yeah, great to see you. So don't forget to say hi so I know you're here. And, hey, Super 70s Records. Thanks. We got to see you play live. Where at? Do you remember where? Was it at the Woodlands? Hey, how many people we got from the Woodlands? All my friends from Grandview. Anybody? Who do we have from Columbus here? Anyone? I know it's, it's not that early now, is it? Saturday. No. Hey, there we go. Peter, hey. All right. So that was cool. So you heard the drums there from the Casio. So, hey, I thought I'd start early with the accordion today, right? So we're going to switch it up and try something different. I tried 3 cameras, and unfortunately, I was unable to get that view because for some reason the software would cut it out. And of course, you find these things 5 minutes before broadcast, right? Well, I could hear the bass, so. Okay, so now I'm going to turn up this microphone so you could also hear it. Go. Get that microphone in there close. Whoa. We're going to try. beautiful instrument, the accordion. Who's with me? David, what did you say? If you don't think that's hip? Yeah, right. I love the accordion, you know. You know the stories. They're funny ones too about how you end up with guy goes to the bar and he's got an accordion in his back seat and he comes back, he's got five. I know you can't see it. I'm doing the best I can as a self producer. It's kind of hard to play the bass pedals and the accordion at the same time in this position, but I did it. So I amazed myself, and the difficulty level there was intense, but I got it. The accordion, this is a Paolo soprano. When I was 12 years old, when I was converting from wanting to be like an accordion player to an organ player, because I had gotten my first Jimmy Smith record given to me by an accordion player that was switching over to the organ. So when I reached 12, my grandfather wanted to buy me something, and so from Italy, they bought me this beautiful accordion, and I still have it. It had to be repaired once. I took it on the road with me, and it fell out of the airplane. It was on the tarmac. The accordion was broken. There was a gentleman in Toronto that fixed it for me. Toronto, Canada, one of my favorite cities, if there's anybody there. Chicagoland. Harry, what's going on? You got the gang? Hey, David, yeah. So I learned how to play the accordion from this guy. He knocked on our front door, and he was selling accordion lessons, okay? So that's how I got started, and I started playing the lessons. So, Mama, if you're there, I love you. I called you yesterday. My mom's so excited she could watch me live. So this is the first instrument I learned how to play, and of course it wasn't jazz, right? But then this gentleman, Mike Fabish, he played with my father's band. He gave me a couple of Jimmy Smith records, and the song that I learned first or heard first that was different than Italian mazurkas and stuff was a song called "The Sermon." So maybe later I'll play it, and you guys can all play along or something, huh? So my Jimmy Smith interpretations on the accordion were how I actually got some of Jimmy Smith's attention, but it was interesting when he called me. He had been listening to stuff like that done on the accordion, but I like to play an Italian song. Whoops. As you can see, it's been a long time since I played the accordion. I can't see the notes. I can't feel them. My hands have so adjusted to playing the organ. So slowly, this show is going to help me get better at playing the accordion again. See? So you, though, out there, I'm doing this because for selfish reasons, for two. One, I like to give, and those who know me know that that's who I am. And two, I like to challenge myself to be a better musician. And so you watch. That's going to get different as we go. And I'm going to have to try to maybe play without the glasses. I look down, I can't see, you know. So I promised on this show that sometimes I'd call guests. And I spoke to him finally yesterday. I had miscommunicated. But I respect all of those who play the instrument. And especially, you know, those that have really studied their whole lifetime to learn how to play this instrument. And I consider myself one of those people. Once I heard the sound of the Hammond B3, I could no longer look back to playing the accordion. Not that it's not a beautiful instrument, that I didn't love it, but the organ turns me on, and I'm still learning from this instrument. So I spend most of my time playing this. That's why you see this in the video. And a moment to share something about sponsorships before I make the call. And as you know, I'm doing this because I love you all and I love to perform. But let's just give a mention to some of the people that I endorse, and also wanted to tell you, if you want to help me out, you're welcome to do that. Of course, you can always give. There's a link on the bottom to send me a little PayPal gift. Hey, I appreciate them, of course. We're all in this together. But if you'd like me to do something like a special show and dedicate it to someone, or a special song, or you would like to sponsor a show or advertise, I think pizza delivery companies might be real cool right now. Huh? I know someone who is a famous pizza person. Hey, there's my logo. So b3monaco.com. It's also a link down there on the bottom. You could buy my instructional videos. Yesterday, every show I do this little feature where I do a MIDI track and I put them up for sale on my site. Yesterday, I thought was really good. So those MIDI tracks are going up right after the show within about an hour or so. So those who watched the show yesterday or tune into the show at the very end, I do a last song or two where I switch over to the Mojo. And when I do that, I record the MIDI data. Students of mine know what that is and everything. And then it's available at my site for just $2. Can't beat it. But, I'm going to do this every day, so it's going to be a lot of songs. All right, how do I get back? There I am. Okay. Who's there? Hey, how's it going? All right. Let's see how many concurrent viewers it says we have now. I like that information. Tells me how I'm doing. Okay, you're not bored. Okay, good. All right, let's call Chris Foreman. Got to give him a minute. It is 11:30 in Chicago. This is hilarious. Okay, Chris? I promised him 11:30 I'd call him. We're pretty close. Ah, shucks. Chris Foreman. Well, maybe you'll call me back. I'll keep my phone line open. Okay, we spoke yesterday and agreed I'd call him at this time. I'm going to try one more time. I don't give up that easy. Shoot. I want to talk to Chris, and I know you want to hear from him. Okay, I guess not. God bless you, Chris. We'll hook this up one of these days. Okay. All right, well, speaking of, Chris Foreman is one of those organ players that dedicated his life, just like I did at the beginning. I dedicated most of my listening time to listen to Jimmy Smith. Well, if you want to know about the playing of Jimmy McGriff, Chris Foreman is the cat, man. And he's done a lot of playing. He's from the Chicagoland, so Harry, talking about my friends in Chicago. And so I think I'll play some Jimmy McGriff. I like Jimmy McGriff's style, okay? He had a flair to him. So I'm going to find a shuffle here, and I'm going to play Every Day I Have the Blues. Get that shuffle. That's nice, but I'm going to get a little bit. No brushes. Here we go. They think it's country music. It will make this work. Every day I had the blues. I don't give up. I'm going to try one more time. I know Chris knows I'm calling, so I'm going to try one more time. Holy moly. Okay, I give up. That's it. Okay, thank you, Chris. We'll talk to you later, maybe. Okay, let's do something different. Let's do something. I'll play a ballad. How's that? I like to play ballads. I think ballads are one of the most underplayed music because it seems like today everybody's kind of hurried, you know. And a ballad requires you to sustain. And what a better instrument to sustain but the Hammond B3 or the Hammond organ because the notes sustain forever. That's kind of what separates this from the piano. The second thing is no matter how hard I hit the keyboard, it doesn't get louder unless I move my pedal, right? So with ballads, I could create swells. Right? And with Leslie effects, with a little bit of reverb violins. Can you hear them? Hey, Alessandro, check out the yesterday show at the end. I played Starry Night. I even recorded the MIDI data. Check it out. Tenderly. I like that. Good song. You heard Laura. Yeah, man. So for the MIDI portion, you want to hear Georgia. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you all enjoy what I'm doing. Hey, this is happening every day. Like I said, for me, it's keeping me fresh and also going to keep me on my toes as a musician, but also having fun talking to you, you know. I found a place now when I'm home teaching in my studio that I could connect with you live in person, give you a little what I do, and listen, I do teach online and I love it. And I have many, and I've had many students, many of them you probably listen to and don't even know they might have been my student or at least listened to my music. So I like to think that for the years that I put in this, I feel like I have a few things to teach. And so if you're interested, you want to learn a little bit to play like I play, get a hold of me. My lessons are pretty reasonable. And if you go to my website, the link's on the bottom, go to the lessons page and you'll see I even have a really nice introductory trial lesson price that's kind of easy to hook up and you can see how I am. So we're just natural in the lesson. I think my students can verify. And the other thing is I do sell some instructional things. So if you like them, including the MIDI file that we're going to do right now on Georgia. So I'm going to fire up the Macintosh and move the cameras over, and we're going to mess around a little bit with Georgia on My Mind as our educational piece for the day. So remember, if you go to my site, b3monaco.com, and go to the educational link, you will find that all of these files about to record now are put in there by date. So if you're watching yesterday's show, right, it's all dated up there, and you like that MIDI data, go get it. I think yesterday I really gave my heart and soul. I always do, but some days, you know, like I was trying to explain yesterday, musicians are the only ones that are kind of expected almost hit home runs every time, where you know, in sports, you even have batting averages. They're not expected to hit a home run every time, okay? But kind of, right? So I'm going to switch this camera over to my Mojo. If you go to YouTube, there's a clip of Michael Bolton. Do you guys remember Michael Bolton? I was playing this club in Detroit. It was like a speakeasy of Detroit during the heydays of GM. I can't remember the name of the club. Maybe some of you that are Detroit, Michigan, like Gerard Gibbs. What's the name of that club? It's not the Keyboard Lounge, not Baker's. That other place was going there for a minute. I don't know if it's still going or not. These places come and go. But this is Georgia on My Mind. So I'm recording the MIDI data, so as you can see, we're looking at, I got my mojo working. There's a version of me playing this Georgia, and Michael Bolton came up and guessed it. So it's really cool. Check it out. So this has kind of got those Parker changes. It also has what's called the flat 5 down. It's a technique that's a harmonic movement to resolve, right? Cliff Bells. Thank you, Steve. It's going down to the relative minor. To the 4. I like to put the blues changes like Parker. 3. On a 6, why not alter it? That's a totally altered chord. I like to go up a minor. I have a harmonic movement for major 7s. Goes down to the relative minor, D minor. That's a melodic minor. I like to 5 down to the 1. That's a 3-6-2-5, right? That takes me back to the 1. B minor 7, flat 5. There's your flat 5 down. Just a little harmonic strip. Now I won't talk, I'm just going to play it. Louie's mother, my drummer Louie, her name was Georgia. We recorded this with Willie Pooch. Just made me think about her. She was a cool lady. play too many notes. Ah. This is the roundabout. It's called the turnaround. This is when you take the 1 and you make it a 3 instead, and you keep going around the roundabout. You don't exit. You stay in it. Here it comes. I'm not going to exit. I'm going to go to the 3. Ooh. So I can stay in that all day. That's called the tag, the turnaround, right? Oh. Whoa, there you go. There's Georgia for you, whoever requested that. It'll be up for sale in just a moment. In the meantime, you'll never believe who called. So, hey, we're going to go over today because I promised you, and so did Chris. So here he is. I love it. He was calling. Uh-oh, where are you? Oh, wait a minute. Chris. Uh-oh. Chris?
Yeah.
Hey, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, we're live.
Okay.
We still got a few minutes, so I'm so glad. I'm sorry I missed you.
I missed you too. I just barely got your number. Yeah.
How's it going in Chicagoland, man?
Oh, we're hanging in there.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it, these days? So what's up, man? Tell the world what you might be working on. What's coming up? What have you been up to?
Well, well, we've been working. Soul Message has been on the road. We just did a tour of Missouri. We went to St. Louis first, and then to Columbia, Missouri. No, I'm sorry, Springfield,
Springfield.
Missouri, then Columbia,
Yeah.
and then Kansas City. So
Ah.
and then that was when we found out about this stuff, while we were there. So right now everything is sort of at a standstill.
Yeah, man. It's like
Yeah.
standstill in many respects, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
The funny thing is, people don't understand because we're freelance musicians. That when these kind of situations come, we can't even file for unemployment, even though we pay unemployment taxes on our taxes returns. because we're not an employee of ourselves, we can't claim unemployment. So isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah, that is
It
crazy.
hurts a
Yeah,
lot, doesn't it?
yeah,
Do you
So
have a PayPal, ME or something that we can you could tell everybody if they'd like to donate something to you?
a PayPal, I don't know what
You
that
know what?
is.
I'm going to find out what how to do that. And I'm going to tell everybody because you know everybody needs to know how to help everybody. That's why I'm making these calls because I don't think people think know what you know. It's we're kind of like restaurant employees, right? If you're home, you're not making any money, and you know you don't make any money unless you show up. You know.
Yeah,
And so God bless you. How you faring? You doing okay?
I'm I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. I've got my music to listen to. I've got my piano. I've got classical music, which well, I just finished reading it, so I can't really send it back yet because all the I think the libraries in Braille are. I mean, the libraries are shutting down, so I have it for an unexpected amount of time. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but so I just finished reading it, so it doesn't make sense to read it now.
Yeah.
But I've been taking lessons, piano lessons, to keep my technique in shape.
I
And
think that's wonderful, man. I'm jealous a little bit, you know.
why do you say that?
Well, because you know I've kind of always wanted to, and I came from the accordion to the organ, and you know, I can't really play the piano. You know, I mean I could play it
Mhm.
like an organ, you know,
Yeah.
but you know, there's a whole lot of degrees
Uh,
of different in there, isn't there?
oh yeah, yeah. The action is, for one thing, is the action. The action on the piano is stiffer.
Yeah.
It's stiffer.
So how do you,
You can lighten up, but it's a little difficult.
right? But if you're in a live situation, you can't lighten up because you get too soft.
Right.
And see, I that's what gets me. I get tired. Do you get tired?
Most of the time, no.
Uh huh.
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Sometimes I just don't think about it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hmm.
when things go back to normal, if they ever will, ever, what is normal anyhow? But are you going to be back at the? Do you play at the Green Mill regularly still? Behind?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
what days you do that?
Fridays by myself, and from 5 to 8 our time p.m. And then Sundays at 11 o'clock p.m. with a group, uh, Joel Patterson, the Joel Patterson Trio.
So you're a guest with, you're a member of that band. But on Friday night, what time do you play solo?
5 p.m.
Do they still have the organ right behind the bar?
Yep, they still have it.
Man, okay, so people, there's this club in Chicago, and I know there's a lot of people listening, and it was a speakeasy place too. Am I right, Chris?
Yes, uh huh.
And so Al Capone and all their gang used to hang out underneath this place. I guess there's some other rooms underneath there someplace, you know. But
Yeah.
but it's called the Green Mill, and they have
Hmm.
entertainment every day. But Chris on Friday nights and this is another thing. I remember the first time I met you, I was like envious. How many places can you go that you got a B3 right behind the bar and somebody like you playing it? That doesn't exist. It's like a fantasy world, Chris.
Not too many,
No,
and you
man.
also don't hear of uh, not as much as you used to. Like you don't hear of organ one man shows as far as that is concerned. You don't
Exactly.
really hear that.
But see, you got the chops to do that because see, that's why I'm doing this show. I know maybe you're just starting to get hip to this, but I'm doing this show to keep my solo chops up because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, if I keep my solo chops up, I'm always going to be a better musician.
Yes, and if you ever get one of those solo jobs, you also have to include not just solo organ, but you know, getting the audience involved, and by whatever way you can have them sometimes whatever you play, you can have them clap along with you, or uh, another way to do that to get them involved is to I have them do like I love game shows, so
Okay.
I in college, so I encourage the audience to like guess guess what I'm thinking just from time to time. You don't want to do it all the time because you'll lose your audience.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. But
No, it's hard
so
to
that
keep their
so
attention.
yeah, and the show I do is called The Flip Side. So it's things that I don't get a chance to do often.
Mhm.
So that, so it's solo organ. Uh, sometime if the crowd is really with me, I may change it just a little bit and go do a little short thing on the piano. But it's mainly it's advertised as the organ.
I
So
see. Yeah, well, you got to mix it up in these days because it just gets dry if you don't. So I have actually a Casio keyboard on top of the organ, so I could play some, But you can't hear me now. Hey, you got your organ nearby?
no. I'm in
Uh,
my room
I was going to
right
have you
now.
play me a lick or two. Hey, listen, I got to get back to the show, Chris. But as soon as things resume to normal, I hope to see you in Chicago.
Well, I don't quote me, but I don't know. I just have a funny feeling that they may do it as maybe a little sooner than we think. I could be wrong.
Okay, you let us
I
know,
could be
okay?
wrong.
I'll announce it for you, okay?
Yeah.
God bless you, Chris. It was so great to catch up, and I'll be talking to you soon. You know that.
Okay, Tony.
See you, man.
All right. See you
Bye,
there.
Chris.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Wow. I feel tickled inside. Man, I've got a tear in my eye. I'm sorry. Uh, he's a beautiful man. I met Chris. God, I don't know. It's been about 18 years ago. And man, when he gets on the organ, he's got his own light, and it shines. So, thank you. Sorry, I get emotional. Many who know me know that I have a lot of love in my heart. I found it through music. I found it through the relationship that I have with music because it's been the one relationship that represents all of the things that they teach you when you're about to get married. You know? They say love is kind, love is forgiving, all of those things. Well, if you place music in there, you will find, if you've tried music before, and maybe you've strayed away from it because maybe you weren't ready for the love, okay? Let's just put it that way. I know that's kind of saucy, but it's the truth. But maybe you're ready for it now. So I know when you were a kid, maybe you played the piano or something you didn't like about something made you quit, right? But you can't let that knock you down today. You don't let that knock you down in business today. Oh, Joe Blow sells it at cheaper than I, so I'm going to go out of business. No, you find a way to make your widgets better and you sell your widgets. So do the same thing with music, but I found that even during those times in my life where I was busy doing other things, raising a family, kids, making a lot of money because you got to make it, right? That kind of stuff. Music never left me. And when I went back to play it, it didn't scold me. It said, hey, where you been? I missed you. Wouldn't you like to be in a relationship like that all the time? That's what I'm in. When I play music, it never gets angry at me. It allows me to falter too. It doesn't scold me. It says, hey, try it again, right? So, those of you who are musicians, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm doing this today for the love of the music. So, I know we're going over today. I hope you don't mind. I do this with my students sometime. But since we're feeling saucy and happy, I got to get some brushes because that makes me happy and take you out with a song my friend Joey recorded. It's just a killing song. You'll know it when I play it. God bless you all. Thank you. Thanks, Chris Foreman, for joining me. And I do hope this ends sooner than later. But I hope it ends for us all being healthy. Um, Let me find it. I got to find it. Sorry. I got too emotional to think there for a minute. No, we don't want that. We want some brush. Oh no. Here we go. Keeps wanting to do the ta 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 ta. No, no, I wanted brushes. Okay, let me go to medium swing. I'll bet you they got one in there. Oh my, it's going to be one of those. Well, we don't need drums. I don't need drums where I come from. So here we go. This is going to swing so hard. You don't need drums where I live. All right. We're going to take out the show with this one. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here at noon Eastern Time. Here we go. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles too. I hope you make it a great day. Thank you for listening. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you for your kind donations and all of those who have given already to me. There's no way for me to thank you except this way. I love you. Thank you so much.